Mukhyam mam vidhi parta brahmapatim senainam aham skandha sarasam asmi sagara. Translation of priests, O Arjuna, know me to be the chief. Brihaspati of generals, I can't read. Mm, yeah. Brihaspati of generals, I am Kartikeya, and of bodies or water, I am the ocean. Purport. Indra is the chief demigod of the heavenly planets and is known as the king of the heavens. The planet on which he reigns is called Indraloka. Brihaspati is Indra's priest, and since Indra is the chief of all kings, Brihaspati is the chief of all priests. And as Indra is the chief of all kings, similarly Skanda or Kartikeya, the son of Parvati and Lord Shiva, is the chief of all military commanders. And of all the bodies of water, the ocean is the greatest. These representations of Krishna only give hints of his greatness.
So what is Krishna saying here in this verse?
That he's the chief and he's the chief god and he's the ocean
Mhm. The ocean.
and yeah, of
So Brihaspati, he is the
breath.
priest of the demigods. And Krishna is saying Brihaspati represents me. Just like Indra represents Krishna, Indra is the king of heaven. And Brihaspati is the priest of the demigods. So Brihaspati represents him. Kartikeya, he's a general of the demigods. He's the general in the army of the demigods. So Kartikeya represents Krishna. And of course, of the bodies of water, the ocean is the largest, no? The largest known body of water we know is as the ocean. So Krishna is saying, I'm the ocean. So here, Krishna only gives hints of his greatness. Okay, let's go on.
Okay, text 25. Maharishinaam bhriguraham giram asmi ekam aksharam yajnanam japa yajñosmi sthavaranam himalaya. Of the great sages, I am Bhrigu. Of vibrations, I am the transcendental Om. Of sacrifices, I am the chanting of the holy names, Japa. And of immovable things, I am the Himalayas. Purport. Brahma, the first living creature within the universe, created several suns for the propagation of various kinds of species. Among these suns, Bhrigu is the most powerful sage. Of all the transcendental vibrations, Omkara, represents Krishna. Of all sacrifices, the chanting of Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare is the purest representation of Krishna. Sometimes animal sacrifices are recommended, but in the sacrifice of Hare Krishna, there is no question of violence. It is the simplest and the purest. Whatever is sublime in the worlds is a representation of Krishna. Therefore, the Himalayas, the greatest mountains in the world, also represent him. The mountain named Meru was mentioned in a previous verse, but Meru is sometimes movable, whereas the Himalayas are never movable. Thus, the Himalayas are greater than Meru.
So here Krishna is continuing to speak of his opulences. What are they?
Like of the great sages, he is Bhrigu, and of the vibrations, he is the sound Om, and of the sacrifices, he is the holy name, and of immovable things, he is Himalaya.
Yeah. Here Krishna is saying that I am the chanting of the holy name. There's no difference between
So,
Krishna and the holy name.
So here we can see the difference between transcendental vibration and
Mm.
uh, usually, I have heard that Hare Krishna Mahamantra is also a transcendental vibration.
Yes, it is. It's coming from the spiritual world. It's not material sound. It is transcendental.
But here in this verse, it's being called one of the sacrifices.
Mm. So, as we
Mm.
say, right, Sankirtan Yagya, it
Mm.
is one of the sacrifices that is recommended. It is the only sacrifice that is recommended for this age of Kali, the Sankirtan
Okay.
Yagya. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
So,
Om also represents Krishna. Hare Krishna also represents Krishna. Om is, so there's no difference between them, but Om, many may take up chanting of Om because they might not want to understand God as a person, as Krishna himself.
mhm.
Whereas
Okay.
Hare Krishna, we are, understanding that God is Krishna calling out to him.
Okay. And if someone just chants Om,
Mm.
is it also okay?
Yeah, they'll reach the Brahman then because it's a sound,
Okay.
it's representing the impersonal Brahman.
Mm. Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, let's go on then.
Text 26. Shwatha sarva vrikshanam devarshinam cha narada gandharvanam chittaratha siddhanam kapilo muni. Translation: Of all trees, I am the banyan tree, and of the sages among the demigods, I am Narada. Of the Gandharvas, I am Chit Chitraratha, and among perfected beings, I am the sage Kapila. Purport: The banyan tree, Ashwatha, is one of the highest and the most beautiful trees, and people in India often worship it as one of their daily morning rituals. Among the demigods, they also worship Narada, who is considered the greatest devotee in the universe. Thus, he is the representation of Krishna as a devotee. The Gandharva planet is filled with entities who sing beautifully, and amongst them, the best singer is Chitraratha. Among the perfect living entities, Kapila, the son of Devahuti, is a representative of Krishna. He is considered an incarnation of Krishna, and its philosophy is mentioned in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Later on, another Kapila became famous, but his philosophy was atheistic. Thus, there is a gulf of difference between them.
So, what is Krishna saying here?
Krishna is saying that he is the of all the trees, he's the banyan tree, and he's the Narada among all the sages, and he's Chitrata of the Gandharvas. And also he's Kapila, the son of Devahuti.
Hmm. Lord Kapila Dev is an
Lord Kapila.
incarnation of the Supreme Lord. Yeah. This Kapila Shiksha comes in third canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. He's giving transcendental knowledge to his mother Devahuti. Uh, so he's the real propounder of the Sankhya philosophy. Later on, it seems there was some atheistic Kapila, but Krishna is not speaking about the atheistic Kapila. He's speaking about uh, uh, Lord Kapila Dev, the incarnation of Krishna. So Narad Muni is a pure devotee of the Lord. And so he's called, of the demigods, I am the sages of the demigods. I'm Narad. Narad Muni can go anywhere. He's like a transcendental spaceman, he's called. Can go to any planet just by his will. He's spreading the glories of the Lord. Banyan tree, before in India, we would see that people worship the banyan tree. I don't know now. But yeah, it was always considered like a pious activity to do. And Chitraratha is a singer of the Gandharvas. Gandharvas are known for their singing. Like how we have so many singers here. And then if we have to choose one best singer amongst them, so amongst the Gandharvas is Chitraratha. Okay, let's go on.
Text 27. Uchchai Shravasam Ashwanam Vidhi Mamrito Bhavam Airavatam Gajendranam Naranam Cha Naradhipam. Of horses know me to be Uchchai Shrava, produced during the churning of the ocean for nectar. Of lordly elephants I am Airavat, and among men I am the monarch. Purport. The devotee demigods and the demons, asuras, once took part in churning the sea. From this churning, nectar and poison were produced, and Lord Shiva drank the poison. From the nectar were produced many entities, of which there was a horse named Uchchai Shrava. Another animal produced from the nectar was an elephant named Airavat. Because these two animals were produced from nectar, they have special significance, and they are representatives of Krishna. Among the human beings, the king is the representative of Krishna because Krishna is the maintainer of the universe, and the kings, who are appointed on account of their godly qualifications, are maintainers of their kingdoms. Kings like Maharaj Yudhishthira, Maharaj Parikshit, and Lord Ram were all highly righteous kings who always thought of the citizens' welfare. In Vedic literature, the king is considered to be the representative of God. In this age, however, with the corruption of the principles of religion, monarchy decayed and is now finally abolished. It is to be understood that in the past, however, people were more happy under righteous kings.
So, what is Krishna saying here?
He's saying out of when there was, I guess, Samundra Manthan, they were churning the
Yeah.
sea. Out of that, uh, out of that, there was two things that were. One was poison, and the other was nectar. And nectar was uh, drank by demigods, and poison was, and Lord Shiva drank the poison.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. And from that nectar, uh, one horse and one elephant was produced, whose name is mentioned
From the
here.
churning. Yeah, from
Yeah,
this churning.
from the
Mm.
churning of the sea, right?
Yeah.
Churning of the sea,
Yeah.
nectar and poison is produced, and nectar was drunk by all the asuras, right? Not demigods. Am I
The
right?
nectar, the nectar was drank by the demigods. So before the nectar came out, the poison came out, right? And Lord Shiva drank. And there were many, many things that came out of the churning of ocean.
Mhm.
And two things are mentioned here. One is the horse and one is the elephant. And many other came also. For example, even Lord's incarnation as what is that? That he brought the medicinal herbs out.
Mhm.
The Lord's form as Dhanvantari. He comes. Lakshmi Devi is produced. So many, many people, personalities came.
Kamdenu cow also, no?
Huh? Cow, is
The
it?
Kamdenu cow.
Oh, is
The,
it also?
and
Okay.
the tree also, yeah.
Okay,
The
actually, we
word
are just going to begin to read that section of Bhagavatam now, the churning of the ocean. So, yeah, so many items were coming out of this churning. So, one was the horse, Ucheshrava, another is elephant, Airavat. And what is the monarch?
Hmm? What is the
monarch,
monarch is the king who rules?
Yeah,
Hmm.
that's right. Monarch is the king. And Krishna is saying monarch represents me because the king is supposed to look after the welfare of every citizen, of every subject of his state, just like a kind father is taking care of the needs of everyone. So he represents Krishna, represents God. Okay, let's go on.
yeah. Text 28. Ayuddhanam aham vajram, dhenunam ashmi kamaduk, prajanas prajanas chashmi gandharpa, sarpanam ashmi vashukhi. Translations. Of weapons, I am the thunderbolt. Among cows, I am the surabhi. Of causes for procreation, I am Kandarpa, the god of love. And of serpents, I am Vashuki. Purport. The thunderbolt, indeed a mighty weapon, represents Krishna's power. In Krishna Loka, in the spiritual sky, there are cows which can be milked at any time and they can give as much milk as one likes. Of course, such cows do not exist in this material world, but there is mention of them in Krishna Loka. The Lord keeps many such cows, which are called Surabhi. It is stated that the Lord is engaged in herding the Surabhi cows. Kandarpa is the sex desire for presenting good sons. Therefore, Kandarpa is a representative of Krishna. Sometimes sex is engaged in only for sense gratification. Such sex does not represent Krishna, but sex for the generation of good children is called Kandarpa and represents Krishna.
So, what is Krishna saying here?
Krishna is saying here that he is the thunderbolt from the weapons, and from the cows, he is the surabhi, which can give unlimited milk. And he's Kandarpa, the god of love, and among the serpents, he is Vashuki.
Yeah, the Surabhi cows, they are there in Golok Vrindavan. In the heavenly planets also, there's the Surabhi is there. Golok Vrindavan is Surabhi cows. When Krishna, when Indra was afraid now after the Govardhan pastime that he had done so much, he had created so much havoc. So he was afraid, and then he went to Brahma. He said, "How do I go and apologize to Krishna?" Brahma told him, "You take the Surabhi with you, and in this way, you will be able to, please Krishna." And then the Surabhi cow, Indra took the Surabhi cow, and then they had done Abhishek for Krishna. The place is called Govinda Kund. Formed a Kund. They did the Abhishek, and then there was a Kund formed. So that's a Surabhi cow. So, okay, let's read one more.
Okay.
Hmm.
Text 29. Anantaschashmi naganam varuno yadastam aham pitranam aryama chashmi yama samyamatam aham. Of the many hooded Nagas, I am Ananta, and among the aquatics, I am the demigod Varuna. Of departed ancestors, I am Aryam, And among the dispensers of law, I am Yam, the Lord of Death. Purport. Among the many hooded Naga serpents, Ananta is the greatest, as is the demigod Varun among the aquatics. They both represent Krishna. There is also a planet of Pita's ancestors presided over by Aryama, who represents Krishna. There are many living entities who give punishment to the miscreants, and among them, Yam is the chief. Yam is situated in a planet near this earthly planet. After death, those who are very sinful are taken there, and Yam arranges different kinds of punishments for them.
So, here, what is Krishna saying here?
Like he's the greatest Nag, Anant, and Lord Varun
Mhm.
among the aquatics, and he's the ancestors of Pitralok. He's Aryama, and of the law, dispensers of law, he's Yam Raj.
Yeah, Yamraj also represents Krishna. Yamraj is a pure devotee of Krishna.
Yeah, he's one of the Mahajans, right?
Yeah, he's one of the Mahajans. Yes, such a difficult service, you know.
Yes.
He's dealing with what punishment to give who. He's a pure devotee because he does not have anything personal against anyone. You know, like
Mm,
sometimes we say that the judge or policeman, because they have some personal thing,
mm,
so they may favor somebody or they may
mm,
punish somebody else. But Yamraj is a pure devotee.
mm.
That's why he's in charge of this.
Someone was telling me that in 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 hellish planets like Yamraj, he inside his kingdom, his palace, he's always chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, and if somebody listens to that, then he directly goes to Vaikuntha planet because that is so pure. I'm not sure if this is how much this is right.
Okay, okay, good.
Mm.
Thank you for letting me know. In case I'm there, I'll try to hear it.
Yeah. So yeah, will we have like consciousness at that time also when we will like in case if we go to hell?
Yeah, of course. The
Yeah.
subtle body, we go with the subtle body, right? The soul is always conscious.
Mm,
So, of course, we will have consciousness. But there is also descriptions of the hellish planets, no? In the fifth canto of Bhagavatam, where the
mm,
pain is so much, then the soul is almost fainting. Then they don't even let him faint. They kind of wake him up, continuing with the torture.
mm,
The Yamadutas.
mm.
So yeah, better to chant now.
Yeah, let's chant now and maybe we can be saved.
Yeah, better to chant now. Okay, stop here.
Yes.
Uh, let's chant one time. Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
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 Ram,
Hare
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 Ram, Ram
Ram,
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 Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare.
Bhagavad Gita ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai.